What if you were playing a game that you never knew existed? A game where every single word you speak, every fleeting thought you entertain, isn't just a reaction to your world, but the command that is actively creating it. Imagine your life unfolding not by accident, not by luck, and not by chance, but by a set of invisible, unbreakable rules. A century ago, in the bustling heart of New York City, a woman dared to pull back the curtain on this game. She wasn't a scientist or a guru in the traditional sense. She was an artist, a philosopher, a spiritual cartographer who mapped the hidden mechanics of reality. Her name was Florence Scovel Shinn, and she proposed a reality so radical, so empowering, that it continues to disrupt our modern understanding of existence. She claimed that we are all masters of creation, but most of us are creating by default, blindly sculpting a life from inherited fears, cultural programming, and words spoken without thought. She decoded the instruction manual that we were never given at birth. The principles she uncovered aren't about wishful thinking. They are about a deep, fundamental physics of consciousness. Tonight, we're not just going to talk about her ideas. We are going to learn the rules of the game. And once you know the rules, you can finally start to win. Let's begin with the most startling revelation of all. Your subconscious mind, the vast, silent intelligence that regulates your heartbeat, orchestrates your dreams, and holds the library of your every experience, is a perfect and literal servant. It processes millions of bits of information every second, but it has no capacity for judgment, no sense of humor, and no ability to distinguish between a vividly imagined reality and the one you physically see. It accepts every dominant command you give it as absolute truth, and its sole purpose is to organize your entire universe to prove you right. So when you say, "I can never get ahead," or "things like that just don't happen for me," you've just given a direct order to a supercomputer far more powerful than any technology we've ever built. This system immediately goes to work, subtly altering your perception, guiding your micro-decisions, and filtering your awareness to ensure that your reality perfectly mirrors that command. You won't see the opportunity that's right in front of you. You'll feel inexplicably drawn to people who confirm your belief that you're unworthy. It's not a punishment, it's a program executing flawlessly. The chilling part is realizing that you've been running the same code for years, even decades. A program written by a parent's casual remark, a teacher's limiting belief, a painful past experience. You thought you were just describing your life, when in fact you were dictating it moment by moment. Florence revealed that 3 core laws govern this entire process. Master them, and you go from being a piece on the chessboard to the player who directs the game. The first law is the law of vibration and the spoken word. It dictates that your words are not mere sounds. They are potent vibrational decrees that shape the energy field around you. This isn't mysticism. It's a principle of focused energy. Every word carries a unique frequency. When you speak, especially with emotional conviction, you are sending a powerful, concentrated signal into the quantum field of all possibility. Think of it like this. Your thoughts are the design, but your spoken words are the act of 3D printing that design into reality. When you repeatedly declare, "I am exhausted," your subconscious hears this as a command, not a complaint. It then meticulously adjusts your hormonal levels, your energy metabolism, and your motivation to produce the physical state of exhaustion. It is a faithful servant to the end. Florence documented the case of a woman who was perpetually struggling, always saying, "Nothing ever works out for me." She instructed her to replace this with a new decree: "Everything is now conspiring in my favor." At first it felt absurd, a lie, but the subconscious doesn't care about the past, it only cares about the current command. Slowly, something shifted. She began to notice synchronicities. A chance encounter led to a job offer. A forgotten acquaintance reconnected with a perfect solution to a problem. The world hadn't changed. Her command had, and therefore the reality she was capable of perceiving had to reorganize itself around her new frequency. You are literally building new neural highways in your brain every time you repeat a new affirmation. The old, worn-out path of "I can't afford it" can be replaced by a new, powerful conduit of "all my needs are met with abundance." The word is the chisel, the feeling is the hammer, and your life is the marble you are sculpting. This brings us to the second, more subtle law. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are through the law of expectation. This is the one that trips up so many people. You can spend an hour every morning affirming prosperity, but if you spend the next 23 hours walking around with a deep, gut-level expectation of scarcity, what do you think the universe responds to? Your superficial desire or your dominant, genuine belief? Expectation isn't hope. Hope lives in the future. Expectation is a state of being in the now. It's a quiet, profound certainty. It's the feeling you have when you turn a key in a lock. You don't hope the door will open, you expect it to. We are masters of negative expectation. We have absolute faith that we'll get stuck in traffic, that the bills will come on time, that if something can go wrong, it will. And the universe, honoring our powerful faith, delivers it with stunning precision. To change this, you have to cultivate the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Not loudly, not desperately, but with a calm, knowing confidence. This is where modern neuroscience validates what Florence knew a century ago. Your brain has a network called the reticular activating system, or RAS. It functions as a selective filter for your consciousness. Out of the billions of bits of data bombarding your senses every second, the RAS allows only what it deems relevant to your attention. And what does it deem relevant? Whatever you've programmed it to look for through your dominant beliefs and expectations. If you expect opportunities, your RAS will literally highlight them in your field of vision, making a previously invisible world visible. If you expect problems, it will expertly find every single one, amplifying them until they become your entire reality. The game isn't about chasing things in the external world. It's about programming this internal filter so that the external world rearranges itself for you. True expectation changes your posture, the way you walk, the way you talk. You begin to operate from the reality of your success before the physical evidence has arrived. This is not faking it. This is aligning with a truth that exists in the energetic realm before it solidifies into matter. And now we arrive at the most paradoxical and powerful law of all, the law of non-resistance. We are taught from birth that life is a struggle, a battle to be won. We fight our debt. We battle our illnesses. We struggle against our loneliness. But what if Florence was right? What if every ounce of energy you spend fighting against a condition is the very thing that chains you to it? Resistance is a form of intense, negative focus. When you resist a situation, you are pouring your precious mental and emotional energy directly into it, telling the universe, "This is incredibly important. Keep this right where it is." Trying to not think about your debt only makes you vibrate with the energy of lack. The mind can't process a negative command. If I tell you don't think of a white bear, what happens? You think of a white bear. So when you say, "I don't want to be sick," the image and feeling of sickness are what's being energized. Non-resistance isn't passivity. It's not resignation. It is a state of victorious surrender. It's the wisdom of a river that doesn't fight the rock in its path, but effortlessly flows around it. You see the problem, you acknowledge it without emotional panic, but you place your unwavering focus on the solution, on the desired reality. You are no longer pushing against the closed door. You are turning around to see all the windows that were open the whole time. The fastest way to practice non-resistance is through gratitude. When you can genuinely find something to be thankful for in a difficult situation, you instantly break the energetic charge of resistance. You're no longer its victim. You're a student asking, "What is this here to teach me?" That very question dissolves the fear and allows the situation to transform. The moment you truly let go, the moment you surrender the desperate need for it to be different, is the moment the universe has the space to deliver something better. This surrender creates a vacuum, and the universe abhors a vacuum. It will rush to fill it with the opportunities, the people, and the solutions you were previously blocking with the force field of your resistance. With these laws understood, how do we receive guidance? How do we know which move to make on the board? Florence taught that we are all equipped with a flawless, built-in navigation system: intuition. Intuition is not a thought you generate. It's a signal you receive. It is your direct, unfiltered connection to what she called infinite intelligence, the universal consciousness that sees the whole map, not just the single square you're standing on. It often comes as the very first flash, that instantaneous knowing before your analytical mind kicks in. It's the subtle gut feeling about a person, the inexplicable nudge to take a different route home, the quiet whisper of an idea that feels more like a memory of the future. The rational mind, our great sabotager of intuition, immediately jumps in with doubt, with logic, with 1,000 what-ifs based on past failures. Fear shouts, intuition whispers. Fear is agitated, frantic, and comes with a story of impending doom. Intuition is calm, clear, neutral, and simply points the way. Your body is the antenna, an expansive feeling in your chest, a sudden sense of peace, goosebumps that confirm a truth. This is the language of your higher self. A contraction in your stomach, a feeling of dread, a sense of wrongness. This is a clear signal to pause. The body never lies. To hear this guidance, you must cultivate silence. In our world of constant noise and information overload, the intuitive channel is easily jammed. By practicing just a few minutes of quiet stillness each day, no agenda, no questions, just listening, you create the space for the whisper to be heard. Following your intuition is like driving at night. Your headlights only illuminate the next 100 feet of road, not the entire journey. But by trusting that illumination and taking the next step, the next part of the path is always revealed. It is an act of profound faith in an intelligence far greater than your own. So how do we weave all of this into a daily practice? Knowledge is only a rumor until it lives in the muscle. Florence provided a clear, practical toolkit for re-engineering your reality, day by day. It begins the moment you wake up. Before your mind can lock onto the worries of yesterday, you declare your intention for the day. Today is a day of magnificent completion. All that is mine by divine right now flows to me in perfect, miraculous ways. You are setting your vibrational tone before the world has a chance to set it for you. Throughout the day, practice verbal vigilance. Become the conscious gatekeeper of the words that leave your mouth. When you catch yourself starting to say something negative, stop, reframe it. This is impossible becomes, I am discovering a new way to make this possible. I am sick becomes, my body is in a powerful process of rebalancing. This isn't about lying to yourself. It is about consciously refusing to energize a reality you do not want. At night, before you sleep, don't replay the day's frustrations. Instead, reprogram them. Visualize the day as you would have loved it to be. See the conversations going perfectly, the challenges met with grace, the outcome successful. Then, give thanks for it as if it truly happened. You are rewriting your own history in your subconscious mind, planting the seeds for a better tomorrow. This is the great work. This is the true game of life. It's not about manipulating the outside world. It's about mastering the inside world so that the outside world has no choice but to reflect your mastery. The power wasn't in some ancient scripture or held by a chosen few. It was never outside of you. It is in the words you are choosing to speak right now. It's in the expectation you are holding in this very moment. You have always been the player, you just didn't know the rules. Now you do. So what game will you choose to play?